Praise the Lord, everyone.
Praise the Lord.
Amen. Certainly, we thank God for His mercy and His grace unto our very soul. And I pray that you've had a good week thus far. The Lord has kept you in His wonderful care. Certainly, I give honor to Pastor Bates in his absence.
Amen. Amen.
The pastor in his absence and also to minister good men. I can always count on Minister Goodman, and it's good to have a man that you can count on.
Amen.
And to all of the sisters that are here. So, God is greatly to be praised. And I won't try to spend a great deal of time with you. What I'm teaching now is it's original information. I'm writing an article about godly friendship. And I've been writing my article actually for a year for a Christian magazine. And of course we started last week about friendship. And these are some of the copious notes of probably about 20 pages of notes in terms of what a godly friend is, a good friend versus a godly friend, and how can you tell the difference between the two. And I want to spend some time this evening just talking about what a godly friend is. Last week we discussed children learn about social graces and what to do and what not to do by their second grade. Second grade is a vital place when it comes to understanding friendship. And if our sense of friendship is warped or it has not been taught, it generally leads us to be loners. And those who miss their second grade development between, particularly between 7 and 8, it can lead to a life of heartache and being alone. And so I think this is a good class to teach you now, but also to teach our young people about what a good friend looks like and how they operate in your life. And so I've got those 3 pages, and it's something I think that you can live by. I've actually did research with a friend at Longwood maybe about a year and a half ago about associate friendship and kindred and how that causes young people to learn or not to learn, the number of friends that you have and how people accept you determines how successful you can be in school. Not just phonetics and learning the rules, but understanding social setups can really help you or harm you. And of course, last week we talked about if your parents don't teach you how to choose friends, then, and you are left on your own to choose friends, oftentimes you attract who you are. You attract who you are. And sometimes our personality, our character attract things that are not very good. And we often get stuck with folk that we really don't like, but they're better than being alone or not having friends at all. there are folk that have been married. And what my pastor used, and he still does, teach me when I was dating Mother Carter was learn to become friends first. Don't become lovers. Learn how to like each other. And liking each other is being able to survey what that person's strengths and weaknesses, what they like and what they dislike. Oftentimes, couples end up marrying, but they never had a chance to be friends. And this is the case oftentimes when couples move in with one another. And so they haven't learned really how to like each other. Now they've become roommates and lovers. And so when difficult things and difficult times come, they have not learned the foundation of friendship. And that's why we have so many divorces in society, because couples really didn't learn the foundations of friendship. And before there is romance, there's got to be friendship. And if there's romance first and then maybe friendship, oftentimes you set yourself up for failure. And of course, romance lends itself to becoming very emotional. And then when you become emotional, then you do things, or things happen to you. The lady gets pregnant, or something happens, and now you're stuck with one another. And you haven't learned how to like each other. Amen, somebody.
Amen.
And that can be detrimental. And there are people that don't know how to make friends. They don't want to be alone, but they don't know how to create friendships that last. And so we're going to talk about that a little bit tonight. And there are two sets of scriptures that I want to share with you. One comes out of Genesis chapter number 40. And I want to spend just a little time reading the scripture, which is the text for our lesson. And it deals with Joseph, the cupbearer and the baker. And Joseph was very gifted, and he ends up in jail with two other men. And I've said this before, oftentimes people love your gift, but they don't love you.
Amen.
People love what you have to offer them, but they really don't love you. And as soon as you give them your gift, then they take the gift, squander the gift, and then move on. If you can't love me for who I am, then you can never have my gift. And my gift, my special gift, is my ability to give a part of me away. And giving part of yourself away to people is very dangerous. It's risky. When you give a part of your heart away, you are opening yourself to get heartbroken. Somebody say amen.
Amen.
Anybody, have you ever experienced your heart being broken? After you gave them your money, you gave them your body, you gave them your time, you gave them your effort, you gave them your car, you gave them your clothes, then they don't like you anymore. That causes folk to kill people, because whenever you offer yourself as a friend, literally what you're doing is you're giving them a piece of your heart. God forbid when you give somebody all of your heart. Wow. God so loved the world that he gave his Wow, he gave it all.
Amen.
And then he tells us in Exodus chapter number 20, a part of the commandment, he wants us to love him with all your heart, with all your mind, and with all your soul. And so God says, if I'm going to give you all, you got to give me all. And how many of you truly have given anyone 100% of you? Anybody? Has anybody ever given 100% of yourself to somebody? There's no right or wrong answer. Anybody? I have. I've given my body, my mind, and my soul to every God. Come on. Now don't cheat on me, because I might kill you. Come on, somebody. I'm serious. Don't. If I'm going to give you my soul, and you can give somebody your soul. That's why we have something called a
Soul tie.
Okay. The Lord created my soul. And definitely the soul belongs to him, but all of me belongs to him. But I've given my wife my soul. Come on, somebody.
Amen.
I've given her my mind. And I've given her my body. 100%. Touch somebody and say, what happens when your body don't belong to you anymore? Yeah. Touch your neighbor and say, you can't be having headaches every night. I know. No. You can't be saying, I'm tired, I'm broke, I'm despondent every night. And so when you give yourself away, then that opens you up for issues. And most folk don't give 100%. Pew report says most people only give about 18 to 20% of themselves. You want to know why? That's it. Who said that? Because it hurts. Because when you give somebody 100% of you, basically what you're saying is, I have no parachute. So if we're going to jump off this mountain, I'm not going to jump off by myself. You going to jump with me. Because if I jump off the mountain and you wait to see if I'm going to say, like the coyote, and then there's a speck of dust. You know, the question is, who gives the most? A chicken or a pig? The pig has to give his life for bacon. The chicken only has to lay an egg. And so there's a degree of giving. A chicken only has to lay an egg and keeps on living. But in order to have bacon, the hog has to die. The hog has to give 100%. I have an example here. In this wonderful bucket is water. It's water. And let's just say in this bucket that you are this blue bucket. And inside of you is stuff. The stuff here is water. Okay? And so you have this great big bucket of something, and that you are accustomed to sharing with. And some people that you meet, because you have this wonderful bucket, other people have very small containers. And so oftentimes, because you have this big reservoir of giving and sharing, but some people in your life have a saucer reservoir. You're going to get it. And sometimes we over pour. Jesus is the only one that I want him to fill my cup and let it overflow.
Amen.
But oftentimes we have some friends that their reservoir is not as large as our reservoir. And so we start pouring and pouring and pouring. Get it? They get some in the saucer, but most of what you have, which is valuable, is wasted.
Amen.
That's why they have the term, don't cry over. Oh, y'all understand. And really what that means is, because you have a reservoir of giving, but the person that you're connected to has a saucer reservoir. So we talked about last week reciprocal friendship. Reciprocal friendship means there's a give and a take. So when you pour into their saucer all of what you have, all your energy, all of your intelligence, your resources, and some of that overflows, when it's time for them to reciprocate, they can only give you what they have inside of themselves. But some has been wasted. So you have a friend that's like this. Touch your neighbor and say, you have a real shallow friend. And what I mean by shallow, they don't have a reservoir like you. So when you pour in them, they overflow. And when it's time for them to pour back in you, they only pour what they're filled with. But most of the stuff that you have given them is wasted.
Amen.
Come on, somebody.
Amen.
And so a person that is shallow never can give you what you have given them. Wow. And so they pour back into you a little bit, and you find yourself going back and what? You pour again. And you fill their saucer up, and more of you. Oh my, I wish you could get this. Touch your neighbor and say, my whole life is wasted in pouring into folk that can't bear my love. Oh my God. So you hear? It's wasted. Yeah, that's right, Elijah. That's it. It's wasted. But you just poured into them a second time. But most of what you had poured can never be recouped. Oh my God, somebody say amen. I wish you could get that. Is somebody getting that? It's getting hot in here, I don't know. So, you never get back what you've given. You put your life on hold. You go borrow some money that you don't have to give to a friend that you can't afford, and when you expect for them to pay it back. Y'all not hearing me? So you stop with that friend, then you go to a friend who has a bowl, and you pour into the friend. And they can hold a little bit more than the saucer, but you fill them to the brim. That's why, ladies and gentlemen, all you need is about 2 or 3 friends. Amen. Hear me. Amen. If you've got about 10 friends and all your relatives are friends, hear me. Not even my brothers and sisters are free. Because I can't afford to give all of me to all of these people and not get back what I have given. So we go throughout life, children, relatives, friends on the job, church. Guess what? The coffee cup is cracked. So I don't feel it to the top, but it's, oh, come on somebody. So you got friends cuckoo for Cocoa Puff.
Amen.
So they are cracked, and so they are never full because they have a crack in their soul. My God, I'm preaching hard already. And so you keep giving to a so-called friend who has a crack in their personality. And they can't hold all of you, not because you feel it to the top, it's because their soul has an issue. I'm preaching hard. And then you have people, now if you're going to pour into this friend, you just stupid. Hear me.
Come on.
I'm telling you the truth. Because you have this large pouring. These are the people you have to tiptoe around.
Come on.
See, at least here you can just pour openly. But here, your opening is larger than... And so you have to be... So it takes lots of time. Touch your neighbor and say, this is a friend that you spend 1,000 hours with. And after you spend 1,000 hours with, you spend another 1,000 hours. Because you have to, guess what?
Come on. Amen.
You can't say nothing.
Come on.
You can't laugh at nothing. You can't joke about anything. Come on. You say something and they take it serious.
Amen.
They can joke, and if you laugh, what you laughing about? Touch your neighbor. Don't you have some friends that you have to?
Come on.
Because their soul opening is not enough. And then there are friends that you pour into they're hidden. They're secret. You can't see how much you poured into them. And they don't want nobody to know that they are your.
Come on.
So these friends are friends that have hidden agendas.
Come on.
Come on, somebody.
Amen.
Because from here, I can't tell where the water is.
Amen.
And they cover themselves. Because they have been hurt, they are not willing to take a chance on getting hurt by you. Most of us are like this. You're hidden because you've been hurt so much that what you do is you put on a. So if you hurt me, guess what? You'll never know. Come on, somebody. Amen. And if I hurt you, you'll never see it coming. All of a sudden, you're getting up and you're missing 3 teeth. Because you hide. No amen.
Amen.
And while we are having people of different capacities, ladies and gentlemen, we get empty and empty until, guess what? There's no more to give. And when there's no more to give, what happens is this. I'm teaching y'all psychology through the word. You then become a caveman or a cave woman. You're a hermit. Anybody see themselves?
Amen.
You function. You go to work, you cook, you clean, you come to church, you do all of the right things, but because you have no more to give. Touch your neighbor and say, you don't give yourself to everybody. And most folk, you don't give nothing. Because when you give yourself away, what you are doing is giving your soul away. And if I'm going to give my soul away to somebody, they better be able to reciprocate. Because when I'm empty, I'm coming looking for a filling. And most of us give our soul away to folk that cannot reciprocate. Therefore, we're the angry black woman or the angry black man. And people coin you as a loner. Come on, somebody. Amen. Don't be talking about, I'm so righteous and I'm so apostolic, I'm so holy, that nobody on your job can connect to you. Why would they want to be apostolic if nobody on your job can connect to you? Come on, somebody.
Amen.
We used to have a sister who used to come here. She's gone. Thank you, Jesus. Hallelujah. She was more apostolic than I was. She was. and to be more apostolic than me. But she would say, you're not apostolic enough. But everybody on her job couldn't stand her. Not even her children ran away. Because they didn't want to be apostolic. Because what she thought apostolic was a dress, a hair cover, black dress, tights, and she was 36 years old. I said, baby, you gotta live. I said, your husband don't want to see no dark skirt, no dark pantyhose, your dress down to your ankles.
That's right.
She said, the devil is a lie. I said, the devil ain't a lie. If you don't loosen up, your man gonna be tipping out on you.
That's right.
And 8 weeks later, guess what? He tipped out with another sister. Oh, come on, somebody. From the crystal. Because she did show him an ankle. She did show him her chest. Not all of it, but most of it. Come on, somebody. I'm telling you the truth. So she couldn't, she was so holy. She wasn't open to friendship. Because she was so, wow. No, she wasn't blessed, no. She was so critical. She wasn't blessed. She criticized everything. She criticized everybody until criticized became critter alone. Critter alone. She was a critter alone. And to this day, guess what? She's alone. Y'all think I'm not telling the truth? Even the dog ran away. She had me trying to look for her dog. I said if I found the dog, he would just run away again. We found the dog ran away again. And the dog's supposed to be a man's best friend. But Jody didn't want to be there because she did not have the characteristics of friendship.
Amen.
Think about who your friends are. Which one of these are your